that's good.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tai Chi for You. My name's Ron Allen, and tonight I have a special guest. He's one of my students, Rumsey Smithson,
Good evening.
and that's a mouthful.
Yep.
But Rumsey's been a student of mine for a few years now.
About 3.5.
About 3.5, yep.
Yeah.
And the background, you come from a business background working with lasers?
Yeah, lasers and fiber optics and technologies.
Yeah.
It's been great to be on the, high tech industry and stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of stress.
okay.
Tai Chi can get rid of that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
and you studied other forms of martial arts?
I have. Yep, I started Aikido when I was 11 years old in South Jersey,
Okay.
and then I took Taekwondo in Woonsocket
Yeah.
and Kempo in Whitensville.
Oh, so he's a bit of a world traveler we
Yeah,
have here tonight.
Yes, it's been great.
And we're going to tease you a little bit. He's got some great news that he's researched.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit more in your own words what I guess Tai Chi's done for you.
Yeah, it was very fortuitous that Tai Chi came along. At the time it did, I'd gotten a deer strike on 146 there at the Rhode Island line, and I had a concussion, and my doctor told me I should probably go on disability, and things were, going to take a long time to heal. So I was involved in martial arts, and I heard about Tai Chi was being offered at the senior center.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a great way to kind of get, the bones moving and try and heal and that kind of stuff. And it really paid off. It was a good investment in my time.
There is. There's a lot of benefits with the Tai Chi. And again, it's not just, me making things up. And I had my copy, and you brought yours.
Yeah.
The Harvard Medical School.
Great book.
So again, there's a lot of research out there where they talk about it's great for balance. It actually builds bones,
Correct. Yeah, density.
density in your bones with that. Helps with breathing, helps with your immune system.
Yep.
I did a show, we did a lot of breathing techniques, and we got the lymphatic system going. There's so much that Tai Chi can do for you that if you're consistent with it, you'll start to see the difference with it. But also the more, we're talking more community
Right.
and the feeling you get doing Tai Chi.
Yeah. Yeah, the classes are important, I think, because you do get that sense of community, and you watch other people move, and it's very graceful. The women are very graceful when they move, and it's it brings you kind of connected. And people at the end of Ron's classes, they all seem to leave with a smile. We all seem to remark at the end of it, it's a really class to kind of enjoy other people with.
Right, and then you find out a little bit more about each other that, like for example, some of them are in the medical field, nursing.
Yeah.
So I'll be explaining how, which muscle is going to be affected on certain, and they get the connection at that level, where it's like, oh, it makes sense. You're right. So, again, it's really for all ages, and beginners. I always say beginners are welcome. We're all beginners. We're all students.
True.
And we were talking earlier about the different levels. So if someone new comes in, I can show them the basic move, and then some of the students that have been there a year, 2 years, 3 years, doing the same move, but
Yeah, trying to perfect them.
exactly,
Yeah,
feeling it
Right.
more internally.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and getting the breathing right with the movement.
Right, you
yeah.
can always go a little bit deeper with each move, with the breathing, and with the more, when you go inward, and you can start to just hear that voice inside you that says, okay, yeah, I need to stretch. Who said that? Yeah, right, you get
Yeah.
that feeling, and then you just, it's,
Yeah, you look for that perfect move.
yeah.
That one time you do it the best you've ever done it.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's-
Well, I use the analogy of hitting a bucket of balls, golf
Right.
balls.
Oh boy.
You got the same size ball, same club, and first one off to the left, second you're doing the same swing, and then you get that perfect one right down the middle.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, yeah, you want to try to keep doing the same. And one of my first teachers that I had with Tai Chi, boy, she had us just doing that same move again, again. And now I understand what it was, to get that muscle memory, to feel going deeper with that move, and getting the breath involved, and feeling it just rising up and settling down, and noticing if your knees, you know, where the foot is, where the weight is, you know, where that 70-30 rule we talk about. So all the different rules that, or guides. I don't like using the word rules too
Right,
much.
I hear you. And it's like they say, practice makes perfect,
Yeah,
but perfect practice makes perfect.
yeah,
So when he's teaching somebody else who's new to the class, the other students will work on that same move, but try and do it, you know, the best they can and improve on it.
right.
So if you're new to the class, don't feel like you're coming in and, you know, you stop everything or everybody's just watching you or something. It's a great way to assimilate everybody else into the classes.
Right, and we haven't really, we say there's no, well, the side effect is better health, but there's not really
Yeah.
any,
Yeah, one size fits all.
yeah,
You know, and you can do it anywhere. It's not like you need yoga pants or free weights or a mat or anything, which I like yoga, but you know, I've done it in different times, just waiting around saying, gee, I got a couple moments to kill. I'll do a heaven and earth or wave hands like cloud, or you know, or just some move that'll make me stretch and move. And so it's really a great way to stay limber.
right, and we've done classes outdoors where,
great.
you know, people have walked by with their pets, or they're just out for a walk, or they're riding their bike, and they'll stop, they'll watch for a little bit, and they'll have that interest, and they'll come
Yeah.
on, hey, can I try? Which is fine. That's kind of what it's all about. It's, you want to give back,
Right.
and for some reason, how the universe works,
Yeah.
you get more.
It's true.
You know?
It's true, and you're probably doing Tai Chi with anywhere between like 5 to 10 million other people at the same time worldwide. You know, in other countries like China and
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Philippines and
Yeah. I mean, again, weather-wise, to be outdoors, you know, certain times of the year, it's a little tough. But you will start seeing. Well, we'll be around. We'll be
Yeah.
in parks and
Yeah.
different places outdoors, as well as the senior center. We'll be back there holding classes, hopefully soon. Things are starting to improve a little bit.
Yep, as soon as people get out and about again.
Yeah,
It'll be good timing because it'll just be about probably late spring to early summer.
yeah. That's what I'm
Hopefully.
thinking. We'll
Hopefully.
we'll all want to get right now. I mean, today I actually felt sort of that. What do they call it? Cabin fever.
Oh, yeah.
I was having a little of that. So guess what I did?
What?
My Tai Chi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
So you can really just calm your mind down. Because again, you one of the things with Tai Chi, and again, people think of it as a dance, or they think of it as a martial art, or
Right.
meditation. It's all of that.
Yeah.
And one of the meditations classes that I took, and this was, I used to drive an hour to take the class. It was worth it.
Yeah.
It was just that, it just did so much for me. But you get that in the zone feeling. We talked about
Yeah.
sports earlier
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
But yeah, you get in that zone and you're able to kind of just relax the mind. That's because we talk about the conscious and the subconscious, or however,
Yeah.
how you want to define it. But one part of you was like, okay, I have to sit in this chair, it's sturdy, remember to breathe, keep the heart. All right, let that do its thing, but don't get caught up on, and let the subconscious, that's where you can meditate and travel and just
Yeah.
get that in the zone.
You know, you talked earlier in your classes about the way people react to things and then respond is a normal kind of thing. But it seems like after doing Tai Chi, you do less reaction and you do more response. So you seem to be ready for, you know, for life in general. You know, instead of just having to kind of react to everything, you're more in the moment. You know.
Yeah, one of the things too, it was it's recommended for the ADHD.
Right. Yes.
So it does have the ability, and again, it's not a take a pill, take a Tai Chi class,
Right.
and you're going to learn something, but you always want to just always be learning and,
Right.
and taking a class or a YouTube or read a book or something, and just
Yeah.
keep getting that knowledge. And some of it will stick. You might read that whole book and only get one thing out of it. That one thing could change your life.
Yeah.
It might just be an attitude adjustment, and that's all you needed, or a certain exercise that, oh, back's been bothering me
No
for
kidding.
it. And that set of exercises for the
yeah.
limbering up the back, that's all you needed. So
Yeah.
it really does. There's a lot to it that.
Yeah, it's 5,000 to 10,000 years old, depending on what part you look at it.
Yeah.
And to have it last that long, I think is a testimonial to how
Yeah.
how good it is for human beings.
And then I was listening to one of the radio talk shows, and a therapist called in, and they were talking about Tom Brady and the football and
Oh,
all that,
yeah.
and she goes, I wasn't really ever into football that much, so she had a different perspective of
Yeah.
seeing things and how the world of football is and the quarterbacks, and her take on it was that they're all professional, they're all elite, they're all to get to the professional level is amazing, but the difference that she picked out with Tom Brady is he believes
True.
he's going to win. He believes in his team. He believes when that ball leaves his hand, it's going to go right where the receiver's going to be.
And in TB12's book, Tom Brady mentions Tai Chi.
He does.
Yeah, he does. I think it's page 14 or chapter 14 or something about how, he said you might see some older people who are more agile, more vibrant. So they might have a secret, and one of them might be Tai Chi or some other exercise routine.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's Brady again.
Yeah.
Go.
But and I've done classes too with the high school in Uxbridge. They had a class where they were bringing in different people just to show other aspects where necessarily they didn't want to be on a team sport
Right.
type thing.
Right.
So they brought in, like I said, yoga was there, Tai Chi, and I did like a little 2-day workshop. They taught them square dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, movement. There it is. That's all they were trying to get them to do. Enjoy it. Like, maybe they don't enjoy hitting a baseball or playing football or whatever.
Competing like that.
Yeah,
Some
right.
people uncomfortable competing.
No, so you really, and even the Tai Chi, it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not competing with the other students in the class.
True.
Everybody's learning at different levels, and again, for you to be able to just lift your arm up and get it to here, you're getting all the benefits as that other person that's, turning into a pretzel to get that
Yeah.
same release on a tissue or the fascia or whatever we're working on to really warm up and loosen up a little bit.
If I had to do it over again, I would take Tai Chi before I took any martial arts.
Okay.
I think Tai Chi is a good step to learning martial arts.
Yes, yeah.
And they also show it's a good way to get the last martial arts they call Tai Chi, or the softer martial arts,
Uh-huh.
or the senior martial arts. So if you take a class, you can tell your grandkids you're taking a martial arts class.
Yeah, and one of the and I've had it where I've had students come in that have taken other courses and it's more contact and it's like I don't want to get beat up anymore. I can't do the jumps and all that, but I enjoy the movement. I enjoy that the essence of it.
Right.
And then I get ones that come in that know nothing and they learn the basics, and now they go off and they want to learn more of the martial art aspect of it, or the wrestling part, or just the
Right,
more
defense,
aggressive,
yeah.
women self-defense. I've had students where they've gone on to take the women's self-defense class, and they'll say, boy, the Tai Chi, the balancing and the shifting, or the breathing, all that mind-centered, everything is taught with there too. So they learned it, but now they're learning it from a different angle, applying it towards self-defense.
Right. Important.
Yeah. Or you could even use everything that we learn to take piano lessons or golf lessons, right?
Golfers.
Right. You
Yeah.
just calm yourself down. Don't get overwhelmed.
True. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah. Ron showed something the other day about, he had like this, he goes, here's the past and here's the future, and you bring it together and here's the present. And it really makes, it's like a good move, like to stay in the present.
that
I
was
like
good.
that one.
I remember. I forgot I said that.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot in your class
Yeah.
that we've gotten benefit from.
All right. Well, why don't we tell them a little bit about the news, about the.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
So-
let you take it away.
Yeah. So basically, I'm talking maybe to people who are taking in Medicare years, in retirement, and they're on fixed incomes. So and getting out is very important for them, for community. We all know with being in the Corona-19 pandemic, doing the isolation, how it kind of removes us, and we're not very pleasant sometimes about that. So with what we're trying to do is we're going to be opening up classes. Ron is going to be opening up classes come the spring or the summer. So to cover the cost of these classes, a lot of people have Medicaid gap insurance. So I checked for my own insurance, and right off the top of the thing, Tufts said, we reimburse for wellness classes like Tai Chi, which helps with senior balance. I mean, that was the first line, and I thought I'd be digging in for, do a little bit of research. So they will cover a certain amount per quarter, and then all I have to do is fill out a little, this is what 2-page, this is one side.
Yeah, it's
And
very
it-
simple, right?
Yeah, put it
Easy
in for
process.
reimbursement, and so they get covered for the cost of their class, so it's free.
Now, would it be just seniors, or people can check with their
Yeah, yes.
own health plans?
Correct. Yeah, this was just because, that I was looking for Medicare gap and for exercise programs in the senior level, but all the insurance programs that I've seen, and all for, for family members of almost any age, have a wellness program. And that wellness program was covered, and I called Aetna, Tufts, Humana, Pilgrim, Harvard Pilgrim, and Blue Cross. And each and every one of them had mentioned Tai Chi in their reimbursements for their insurance. So if you think cost might be a barrier for you to try Tai Chi, you might look into your insurance companies, and they could cover for you.
Right. That's good to know. And
Yeah,
the senior centers offer it too. Very
yeah, yeah.
really no
yeah,
cost.
yeah,
Just a minimum
yeah,
that we can't mention.
yeah.
We can't mention cost, but
Well, no, yeah, it's true, but I think it's and it really helps. I think for people to stay mentally alert, and being mentally alert helps you with your environment. Like and one of the things about senior citizens is they tend to fall a lot, and they also seem to bend over and look at the ground, and this is what causes them to fall because they really don't know where the horizon is. So when they stand up and look, they have a better chance to be stable and not fall. And this is, really, really important for people in the seniors, in the senior category.
yeah, I actually did have. I was going to a different senior center, so I had the group write little. I guess you can call them testimonials,
Yeah,
where you don't have to sign your name. Just let's let this other group know about the benefits. And I was really blown away with some of the responses. That first thing was it really helped me with my balance. The other one was that they just feel more confident now going downstairs. Just some simple things that can improve your lifestyle.
yeah,
And what was it? We were in class talking, and she was having some work done on a light
oh
in
yeah,
the kitchen, and the guy couldn't. He's like, "Oh, could you come here and hold this?" So she's just, and he's messing around. He's like, "How can you hold it for so long?" She goes, "I do Tai Chi."
yeah.
So there's a lot of it goes in your regular
Yeah.
life, all the different aspects of it.
And here in Northbridge, at the Northbridge Senior Center, the room we use is just really loaded with chi. I mean, it has, it's just such a nice room, and such a warm setting, and you're on wooden floors that creak a little when you move, and it's just a great spot in Northbridge.
Yeah, right. It is, and that was.
And the staff is really nice at Northbridge.
I forget that the school. If we had a phone, sometimes we did one show, people were calling in.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the school, but it was an old school
Yeah.
that was done over, and the things that they offer there, the Meals on Wheels,
Yeah.
they were doing helping people with taxes. That
Right.
tax season comes up, so all these things, and we'll see. We'll get everything opened up and
Oh, I can't wait.
get things back to normal.
Yeah. So as far as as far as the reimbursements go for the insurances, you can call the number on the back of your insurance card, and they'll give you all the information and how to do reimbursements. But I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And I think it gives seniors a new horizon, something to do, and something to get better at.
And just you get a little bit of knowledge, you're able to pass it on. One of the other ladies that was taking it, her grandson does karate or he does something, and she was watching him. So she started doing some of our moves,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, "Grandma, how do you know what that is?" What? And she goes, "Watch out, Grandma knows." Yeah. So
Well, Tai Chi is a branch of kind of Kung Fu. Most Chinese Kung Fu. So
right, there's some discipline. I guess it's done slow.
yes.
And for a lot of us, I'm not just saying seniors or kids or teenagers, whatever, to slow the mind down, to slow the body down,
Correct.
it's everybody's in a rush,
Yeah.
just like I was. It's, what's next? Okay, show me a move. Okay, what's next?
Yeah.
No, again. So you want to find the teacher that you connect with, I guess, with the style. Because like I say, I go out and when I could go to different places, or I'll find a YouTube, and I don't want to say I don't enjoy it, but I'll watch it because he has knowledge, and I might get just a little bit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could spin, turn, and make it my own, and bring that to the class and teach it. And
Yeah, there's more to life than seeing how fast it can go.
yeah,
It helps you in those
Right.
avenues.
yeah,
I even think it helps in little things like if you're driving and somebody cuts you off or somebody's behind you and you get really ticked off. Well, something about Tai Chi later on you get a mindset of going, maybe the guy has an emergency. Maybe he has a kid who's not well, or maybe he's got another emergency. Get out of his way, let him go. Just don't take it on like they're being aggressive towards you. And it really helps kind of. We both talked about driving all the time in the cities and throughout places and how we
yeah.
had to
You didn't
develop-
want to know us probably 10 years.
Yeah, and it's so easy, I pull over and say, hey, please,
Yeah,
So I think it has a lot to do with, adjusting to the community and sometimes the situation and coming out ahead.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about giving back. So you can give back by just teaching what you know to somebody where, they might have a little anxiety. And it's a simple breathing technique that you could show them that we talk about in class.
Yeah.
We talk about breathing. One of the other things.
I'm thinking I go into the doctors, I get white coat syndrome where my blood pressure goes like crazy.
Yeah,
I just start to think of one of our breathing techniques in Tai Chi, and I can drop 40, 45 points before the nurse can turn around and take it again.
wow.
Yeah, really helps.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we
Yeah.
do a few of the
Good.
some of the moves that we talk about in class? So we're gonna just kind of move the studio here a little bit, get our chairs. So again, you don't need a lot of space. You don't need a lot of equipment. If you want to keep your chair handy, just as a balance, or a stool, or whatever like that. So one of the things that they talk about, and I learned this just recently, it was like a strength training sort of seminar, where people right away before they work, get into their routine, whatever, you see them doing a big stretch, and you should really start with circles. The body likes to move in circles. Get it loosened up, and then do the stretching. So it's circles, then stretching, and then do your track and field or bowling or golf or Tai Chi, whatever like that. So why don't we start off, and I wrote a few things down. So, because you guys can watch this show over and over again, which is great. So make it your own. But these are just some examples. And we just call this one that slow motion hula hoop.
Yeah.
And again, we're not trying to overdo anything right at this point. We're just loosening up. And these mics, they can pick up every little, yeah, snap, crackle, and pop. But once you kind of get it, now you want to go a little bit deeper with it. And this is how we kind of teach too. We show it at different levels. So we want to the side, so you want to really lift that, feel that draw up, and then kind of kick the butt back, really stick it out there, and then circle. Now you're coming up this side and feel that. So one side, they call it short and long. So this side is tightening up, this side's elongating, and then just out to the front, kind of clench your butt cheeks together, and then circle. And you really feel that nice stretch in the spine too, even though we're circling. And then we want to do it in the opposite direction. Take it front to the side, to the back, keep the head looking up. You talked about that horizon.
Yeah.
Sometimes what I'll do too is I'll look at the wall and the ceiling, right? That top spot right there. That's what I'll use as a gauge. And some people you could use, you could set a flower or a picture of a flower and have it kind of eye level, a little bit above. And that's what you're focusing on as you're doing your exercises. Good. All right, let's do a little bit of the finger exercises. So we're just kind of just rolling the fingers, stretching, lubricating them up. And again, is it Tai Chi? I don't know. I've seen piano guys do this or professional golfers. They just loosen up.
Masseuse.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
how
they
it
tell you
works.
after a massage, you want to just
Yeah.
before and after. Loose, keep everything loose. And then here's another one for the wrist now. Hands are facing like that, and we just roll them out, roll them back out. So it's a nice little wrist action.
It's a good strength move for senior citizens too, who need strength in their hands to
Yeah.
hold themselves up and move around.
Oh, I was thinking of opening up like a
Yeah.
spaghetti sauce jar. Good. And then the other stretch to that one you could do is just, we call it the freedom fist move. So what you want to do is you want to make a fist, and this is sort of a meditative type move. So we're squeezing, and you want to think of that stiff back or that stupid neighbor or that dog that always barks, whatever's bugging you, that neck. And then, and just let it go. So it's a good technique. Something's bugging you, think about it, put that energy right into it, and then just, So we use sound therapy, we use aromatherapy, all that. This is a good technique. Try this one at home. That, yeah, just let it go. And it does something to your mind. You
Yeah.
feel better. I'm not worried about that anymore. And then the opposite is we stretch back. So we're receiving now good energy, and just let it down to the side. So we reach up and we do a nice stretch and down to the side. And you could also, if you want to extend it, that's
Yeah.
yikes, yeah. But if you're consistent, I couldn't do this, but I stayed consistent with it for 2 weeks or so, and now I can get that little, I'm not double jointed, I'm not putting my fingers all the way back, but I'm doing some, if you're like a waiter, and bring it down, and bring it up, and bring it down. Good. And then let's do a little bit of the leg. So again, if you needed a chair for balance, you can hold on, and we're just circles, circles. So we're getting the ankle, the knee, some of the hip, and we're just remembering to breathe. And then we go in the opposite direction. And then we want to balance out and do both sides. And if you want to get a little, really, you know, get to the point where you can balance more, like that. Good. Excuse me. Always good to have your water handy. And I'm still doing the apple cider and water
Oh, good.
little cleanse, yeah.
Yeah.
You get used to the taste. They say you add a little honey, and it takes that bitterness out of it. And let's go down to the knees. Again, very important. This knee,
Yeah.
there's a couple ones that we do. But, I mean, this is one of them. We just circle around.
The knees need to get a lot of love. You know?
Yeah. So they're about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. And I'm keeping the head forward. And I'm just lightly on the knees like that. The other version you could do is use a table or a chair, and you can put your foot up on something and just rub. And again, you could look at it as, all right, we're putting chi in, we're doing, or if you're not, it's like, I'm just warming up the blood, I'm getting the cells. So you could look at it a little bit more scientifically if you're not into all the meridians and energy and all that stuff. And then we just kind of loosen up a little bit and do the other one. Same thing, you just want to rub. And then remember I showed him the 3 mile point, where it's, you measure with your three, and this is how they used to measure back. Your 3 fingers right underneath, right there, there's an acupressure point. And where they used to have to walk everywhere with all these villagers, and they couldn't make it, they'd stop and they'd do a technique like this and massage that point, and they could get another 3 miles to the next town. So
Try that more often, yeah.
yeah, that is a nice little point to massage right there.
Yeah,
Good.
there's so many different things in the class, too. Just so you never go over the same thing once in a month, you know?
No,
Or twice in a month.
right, you would think that, okay, you learn the 24 form, or you learn them,
Yeah.
now what? No, that's when you can go internally and go a little bit deeper. So let's do a little bit of a stretch. This one right here, you want to get a wider stance.
What
And
stance?
yeah, or almost like an elephant stance. You really want to be nice and wide.
Giraffe stance.
And again, for the most part, you try to keep the knee over the ankle. We got too much stuff in the way, but you'll get the idea of it. And what it is, I'm stretching this leg. So I'm just resting nice and easy on this one. So I'm still elongating the spine. We talk about that, but I can feel the stretch right here. And then I come up. Yeah, we're hearing the knees crack.
Yeah.
And then down. And I'm just resting lightly. And I'm feeling that stretch right there. So now that we've warmed up and loosened, there's the stretching. So you see these guys that catchers, they catch like that.
Here, this is.
And I couldn't do this one a few months ago. That's a tough one to do. You learn, you get better at it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So those are really what the warm-ups that I want to talk about. Let's do a quick chi ball.
Perfect.
All right, perfect timing. We'll do the new version.
All right. I like this.
Okay, so get the hands, warm them up a little bit. And again, be an open-minded skeptic to all this.
Yeah.
You want to put them firmly together. Just a slight push. I'm not overdoing anything. I'm just holding them firm. Now what you want to do is start to open them, sort of peel from the bottom. And then the fingertips will release. And then the hands face each other. About like that. Yep. Okay. Now from here,
Shearing.
just shear. And again, however you feel, it could be fast, could be slow, but just that little bit of, oh, what could you call this? electric.
Yeah.
There's a field, right? There's a little force field
Kind of
people feel.
adhesion or,
Yeah, your little stickiness.
yeah.
And then we say play the accordion. You just kind of just pull them out and pack it. What we're doing is sort of just packing the molecules just of energy, maybe just putting them in together closer and closer. Now what we're going to do, they call it sword fingers. We're going to put the two fingers together and we're going to circle around the whole palm of this one, the whole hand. And then bring it in more so you're focusing on just the palm center.
This is how you say lasers in American Sign Language, by the way.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
When he told me that, we were practicing.
It's
He
funny
goes,
how,
this is laser in sign language.
yeah.
So now what you want to do is just sort of up and down. And see if you feel any, like you're flicking a switch. And it drops, comes up. And you might not get it at all, but
It takes a while.
it takes a while when you
Yeah.
feel it.
Have
And then
faith,
just-
have faith.
Yep, try the other hand. And some people, they might feel it with the other hand. So we'll play the accordion. Pack it in. Pull the laser fingers out. Circle.
Sword fingers, yeah.
Sword fingers, yep. And then the mind intention is going right into the palm. And then hold it there and then just try that, sort of wand it up and down. And you'll start to feel that. Now what you do, you take your energy ball, and there's a couple options. We talked about you could store that energy, they call it the Dantium, it's your lower power center, and you could just place it in there. It's sort of like your battery, so you got the energy for later. Or if you wanted to take that energy now and drop it in, and you drop it down through the crown chakra, we're talking chakras and meridians, and it's just going to go where it's needed. I vision like a French press, if you ever had coffee like made that way. So I'm pushing that energy right into the hip, right into it's going to go where it's needed. And then we recycle back into the earth. And
Yes.
whoosh, very good. All right, so those were, I wanted to get that in out of the way. Let's wrap.
It seems a little crazy because you
Yeah.
got to let go of the rational mind and let the imagination side of your mind accept this.
Yeah,
But after doing it for 3 years, we just end up smiling. It's just a real thing, but you have to have kind of faith in it.
it's really, and when you have the group, and we'll, either someone says, you know, my brother's having an operation, or
Right.
my sister was in, and we can all,
Yeah.
as a group, send
We'll
a
send
good.
out an energy ball to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And again, it doesn't hurt. Does it help?
it does.
It does. I
People
believe
go,
it
that's
does.
like medicine.
Yeah, right. Yep. All right,
fun
let's
in
do
our
our
class.
3 little moves that we're going to do to kind of get you guys. You can pick any ones you want, but we picked 3 that we think that are simple, easy to do. And this first one's called The Dragon Looks Behind.
And if there's dragons, you want to look behind.
You want to make sure. So one hand goes on the shoulder, the other one on the back with the palm facing outward. So, and it's firmly pushed right on the base of the spine like that. And a couple options. So what we're doing is just bending the knees, breath in, breath out, look behind. And then we're going to switch. So we come back to center, the arms switch, firm, firm, look behind. So it isn't how many you can do in a minute or how fast you can go. You can have the option of pivoting the foot in so you can get a little bit more of a stretch. Kind of feel it in the side. And then back to the other side. Nice breath in. Breath out. Good.
Every time I put my seatbelt on, I think of this move. How much easier it is now, or to look and see if a car's coming the other way or through the blind spot and stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a simple warm up that
Yeah.
if you do it every day,
Yeah,
again, now you're out in the real world
Right.
Like how you were saying, you start to slip and fall on something. I don't know if it's Tai Chi or not,
Me
but
neither.
you're able to like,
Yeah,
all right,
'cause-
control the fall or
Yeah.
control the non-fall.
Because you're ready to respond.
Yeah. All right, let's do a wave hands like clouds quick.
Good one.
So this would be a good time if you guys have music at home and you want to play a little music along. So put one hand on the hip. And we're just going to shift the weight, turn the body, the hand comes along for a free ride, and it just lifts up. Now to get back over, there's shift the weight, turn the body, and then the hand goes down. So we talked before in other classes, the shifting the weight, the turning the body. And it's a 70-30, so heavy foot, light foot. And this is wave hands like clouds. Down. Let's try with the other hand. So, hand on the hip. We're going to shift the weight. So the weight's on my heavy foot. Hand comes up. And now it's going to move by shifting. And there's the torso. That's what moves the arm. Then it can come out. And then it drops down. Now how's it going to come back? Shift, turn, reload. Breath in, breath out. All right, let's see. Let's shake them out a little bit.
See, when I do mine, I even add a little fish action to it, you know.
It's how you remember it.
Yeah, we have fun in our class.
Right. Like I'll even give the example, maybe these are like tail feathers.
Yeah.
So the palm's facing in, so you always know which direction, or you're hitchhiking. However you can make you think of it. You know?
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
More fun.
All right, so let's try both hands. We'll put them both together here. So we'll get ready. Hand up, hand down. We're going to shift that weight, turn the body. I'm over here now. This hand goes down as this one comes up as I turn. And these are some great ones to do in the morning. Make it part of your routine.
This is in the 24 form. It's such a graceful move too, you know.
Yes, it is a nice move. And again, the martial art aspect, you learn it slow so you can execute fast.
Right.
So, we don't do any of this in class.
No.
We just goof like that. All right, so this other one's a little bit trickier. You requested it, so we're going to do it.
Yeah.
It has different names, but we call it bow and arrow or whatever.
Yeah.
And what you want to do, there's a couple little tricks to this one. So we want to visualize we're pulling that bow back. So you want to keep the arm up as you pull back. And this hand, you could do a couple things. You could do the spear fingers, 2 fingers. You know, you could do how we stretch that palm back a little bit. But you want to be in a wide stance, and you want to have the feet ducktail out. What's this called? Yeah.
Close enough.
Okay, so you can just hold it like this, or you could drop a little bit and keep going down to where, but I'm keeping the back straight, and you can gaze over the fingers, and you can come back up, and then bring it in 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and that sets you up
Yeah.
to go to the other side. Yeah, you do it like the dance move there. And again, you can hold it to where you're comfortable, and you build up to where you can get down like this. Because again, that's one of the moves in the 24 form is a nice little move. And if you watch some on YouTube, it's amazing some of the stretching and things they do. So a nice pull back, nice open chest. Keep that arm up. Drop down. Come back up. So it's building your legs up. Definitely. 2, 3. Pull back. And come back up. There's a lot of creaking on that last one. One,
Like old
2, 3. Good. Ah.
Thank you.
All right. That was a workout. I had to really
You can feel
practice
that.
that one to
Yeah.
make it come off and look good on TV.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the next 3 is going to be a Perry,
Oh yeah.
the yin and the yang, and we call it 3 drink the waters. So and this, you kind of picked up on this was from one of your other styles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called an outside Perry, or it's a block.
Yep.
But see, there's the weight shift. There's the one hand up, one hand down. So think of it as a block.
I like to watch my hands as they move.
Yes. Yeah, you follow.
Something about hand-eye coordination helps build that. I read in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes right into the inside Perry. So it's fold in. So it's sort of the wax in, wax on, wax off. Similar to that one. But you're keeping the knees slightly bent. The back is straight. And you're turning with the torso. You're getting that core. And really feel that energy coming right out of your fingers. You can even like twist your fingers a little bit. And again, these are blocks, blocks, blocks.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, yeah.
And you learn it, like I say, slow
Right.
with the different things you can execute it fast. The next one is that yin and yang, and here's the symbol that we talk about. So with this one, the feet are shoulder width apart, a little bit longer. The leg, the toes are feet are bowed out. And again, one hand's up, one hand's down, one palm is up, one palm is down. And we sort of just dip just a little bit by letting the knees go out, and then the arms shoot up. And then they switch. And good. So, yeah. There's the knee. That was an ankle. So, one, come out, switch, come out, and switch. Good. One of the other things too, and you could do a whole class on this symbol, and it's supposed to be opposites. So the good way to explain it, I guess, is like you wouldn't know what cold was unless you knew what hot was.
Yeah.
Just so that like you don't know what's good unless you know what's bad.
True.
So you have
Things
to
that-
have both
Yeah. And things that complement each other to make things stronger.
as well, right?
You know, like two things that need each other to be unified.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So again, there's that whole traditional Chinese philosophy, the Lao Tzu, and different books you could get.
Taoism.
That Taoism, there's different. So again, we're not. It's not a religion. It's not a cult. It's not any
No.
of that.
Yeah.
It's a form of exercise, and that was really how it's been developed for centuries. The government wanted the people to learn some form of exercise,
Right. Yeah.
and this is kind of the way it came out of China like that. So let's do this one here. It's called 3 Drink the Waters.
Stay hydrated.
Yep, we start out with the feet together, and then we step out and we adjust into that horse stance. And now we're going to visualize, we're going to scoop the water or just scoop the chi or the energy, and then we bring it up the center. And then the hands flip, we go up and out, and give it away like that. And then we go right back into a scoop, drink. And if you want to think, we're just sort of like painting a nice big protective bubble all around us. And the third one is we scoop. Now, as we drink, we bring the feet together. Then we go up. Watch out for the lighting.
Yeah, I just
And then we go up on the tiptoes. And then just drop, get a little bounce going. And we talked about the lymphatic system just a little bit, but
right.
there is no pump for the lymphatic system. The pump is the movement, the walking. So anytime you could just, you could say, you could find
Yeah.
always someplace to do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
If you just want to be doing this, bounce, 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 drop. Nothing hard, just bounce, 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 drop. Good. The last one we want to show, and it's called Come On In, Have Some Pie.
Always good.
And I don't know the Chinese words to it, but
We need to find that out.
I know, I'm going to
Yeah.
ask somebody. When I go,
Yeah.
I'll ask somebody. So, one foot's forward. We shift the weight to the front one. This hand reaches up. Here's the come on in. The weight shift. Hand down, hand up. Shifting, turning. Have some pie. So we'll do 3. Incorporate the breath. And good. Try it on the other foot. And we're going to reach in. Come on in. Hand down, hand up. Have some pie. 2. Last one. Come on in. And have some pie.
Pie face.
Great. All right, pull up a chair, have a drink of water.
That was great, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here in just a minute.
That was fast.
It does. The time, even with the classes, I mean, it's taught a little different, and we do try to cover a lot in the hour. Usually they run an hour and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed that this really helps us if I take statins, and one of the side effects of statin med is to be a little stiff, a little sore.
Oh.
I mean, it can really, it can really take that whole thing away, and like, I just got the shingles vaccine, the second one, and you're supposed to get really sore afterwards, especially the second one. So you do some Tai Chi, some, overhead movements, and some of the movements that Ron has shown you in other episodes, and geez, you just don't even feel it. So, it can help in many ways as a practice in everyday life.
Yeah, funny you mention it. Someone else years ago was saying about they were getting a shot, and the movement helped.
Yeah. I think it must help disperse the medication too, in a way.
It could.
Because of that visceral
Yeah.
part of your body.
Yeah. So we are looking forward to starting things up again in the spring. So
Yeah.
all we can do is hope and have belief that it's going to happen.
Yeah, contact your health provider and see if you can get reimbursed. And
Yeah,
when the
get
classes
going
start.
on that. Start making some calls
Yeah.
and just
Love to
see
see
what
you.
they need and get a hold of me. We can set up something that it's either private lessons, semi-private, or we'll get the group and have a group class. So all those things are starting to wrap up that we'll have going forward. And then, like I say, we teach the Yang style 24 form
Really great.
is sort of the goal that we're going for.
Yeah.
And again, it was probably 2 years,
Yeah.
which is fine because you're getting benefits every week anyway.
Yeah.
But it's something that once you learn it,
Oh yeah.
it's muscle memory, and you
Yeah,
have
so
it. You
cool.
be consistent.
Yeah.
You really your day's not complete unless you've done
Yeah.
a Tai Chi move,
It's true.
and it probably takes maybe 8 minutes to do the form,
Right. Just
6
about
to
that.
8 minutes,
Yeah.
something like that. So it doesn't take too much of your day. You don't have to have an hour set aside.
Right.
Obviously, if you can't, what's the saying? If you can't find 15 minutes to do Tai Chi, you need an hour of Tai Chi. So,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And the 24 form has cool things like the whip, the beak, the wave hands like cloud.
yeah,
No,
some of them we showed them
yeah.
tonight, but Yeah, all the moves that are in the Tai Chi, it's a complete,
Yeah.
and again, it's the most popular. If you, when the Olympics were at the Beijing Olympics,
Yeah.
that was the opening ceremony. They had
Yeah.
1,000 people all doing
So great to
the
watch.
24 form all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was, it took a little practice. I'm sure they practiced it for a
Yeah.
few years.
Yes, you have a goal. You go to the class, you learn the steps one by one, and then you start to incorporate them into the 24 form.
Right.
And it's a really satisfying experience.
But you want to pick, like how we did. We picked 3 moves that we like, and you could make that. They call them a kata.
Kata, yep.
Yep, just your routine. So, because you're the one that told me about that with your other experience. You had different moves that were similar to the Tai Chi moves.
Yeah.
So you were able to pick up on it a little bit quicker.
Right.
But you got to remember it's Tai Chi. It isn't the.
He's always correcting me to slow down.
It's not that
and my
form.
posture.
Yeah.
But that's what you want. That's why it's good to have a class, so you can get the most out of it. I think.
All right.
Wow.
Well, I think we're looking at the clock on the wall here, and we got maybe a minute left.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
1 minute. All right.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
I think
yeah.
your class has been a real benefit to my life, and also to people that I know in our class that we talk about it.
Right.
And I think you do a really good job. The way you run your classes
Thank
and your
you.
knowledge.
Yeah.
So it's a real beneficial thing.
Yeah. Well, it's done so much for me. That's why I enjoy
It's,
teaching it.
yeah, and we have fun.
We do. We do.
Yeah, people
So
laughing all
don't
the time.
keep it to yourself. Share this link.
Bring a friend.
Yeah, bring a friend to class when we get going. But for now,
Yeah.
let's just spread it out. And
Yeah. There's no gender bias. Everybody can do it. As good as someone else. You don't need to be
yeah,
super strong or
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing.
One of the past classes I did was people were stuck indoors, so I was showing them some moves to make it more fun for kids and letting the kids like the dragon, and we did we made it fun. So go through some of the other shows, see what you like, see what you don't like. Send me a comment. In the meantime, it's Ron Allen saying goodbye
Take care.
and
Come visit.
come visit. Yes. Bye-bye.